Ooh, buddy, there's a long winter ahead coming for some of us Zoomers. And the most unfortunate part is that absolutely nobody is coming to save us. And I don't think that that's really dawned on a lot of people. People don't really understand that, our time is already over. Our time is already up. We're not getting any younger, us Zoomers. And I mean, it's a little bit premature to say because, some Zoomers are still in their teenage years. But I think that the majority of Zoomers are getting into their 20s by now, and a lot of them, like me, I just turned 23, and the quarter life crisis sort of has been hitting me really hard, and it's just this realization, dude, I'm not getting any younger. My time to really, shape and mold my life in drastic ways is, I shouldn't say it's totally up, but it's rapidly running out. By the time you're 30, you're supposed to be mostly set up. People generations ago, they were settling down in their 20s. People were having kids in their early 20s. They were having whole families throughout their 20s. They had houses and shit. Now, the bare minimum is to be set up by your 30s. Feels like the path for the Zoomers has already been set in stone. There's no changing anything anymore. Nobody's coming to save us. Donald Trump's not coming to save us. Obviously, that's obvious to almost everybody at this point, except for certain types. But I mean, nobody's coming after him. I mean, what I mean is nobody who's going to save us is going to come after his presidential terms. Nobody's gonna do anything. We're just gonna have to stick with this shit the way that things are right now. It's gonna take it's gonna take several generations just to even get things back on a right track. And I don't think people understand that us Zoomers, we're not crafting a better world for ourselves. We have to craft a better world for the people that are coming after us, because this is it for us. People don't fucking get that, man. This is it for us. This is the world that we're no longer growing into this world. This is our world that we're being trial by fired into. And it fucking sucks, man. There's nothing for some of us. And I mean, I say for some of us, I say for some people, because for some people, life comes easy to them. They don't have a single issue. I'm talking about the people who, the people who I know from high school who are already married with kids. There's one guy I remember, literally just, he's a manager at Walmart, and he has a kid, and looks matched wife. So for some people, life just comes easy. They've never even had to think about this. Not to minimize their success, but they haven't had to deal with shit nearly the way that people like I have. And also not to pretend like I've been through total hell, because there's people who have definitely had things way worse than me. But I mean, for some of us, and for a lot of us, there's absolutely nothing for us in this world that we've grown into. And things are probably just going to continue to get worse for most of our lives. I was thinking a lot earlier about this AI stuff, and AI is such a buzzword thing to talk about now. It's like a moist critical-esque topic where it's just a generic talking point. For some people, talking about AI it has no substance. But I mean, I was seriously thinking about it earlier, where it's if some of the people who I've heard hype some of this stuff up are even halfway correct, some people who I really trust, tenured web developer type people, have said some very crazy things about this Claude AI and shit. It's able to do totally miraculous shit with coding. If somebody who's even an amateur can use Claude to make fix video game bugs and do back-end web development shit, imagine what somebody who's actually a professional can do with that shit. And you have to just kind of think, it's how many people in the next 5 to 10 years are actually seriously going to be laid off by stuff like Claude and all these AIs that are going to be able to code and do web development, game development, back-end coding, and everything. They can't do everything, but all of this, anything that requires half a brain is probably going to have a lot of people replaced with AI. And there's still going to be those like 10% of people left at the top, and they're just going to have AI that basically does what all of the like lower level people and also a lot of like Indians and shit did for them. The future of work lies in dumb work. I think that the AI isn't going to do all of the dumb work. The people are still going to have to like run registers and cook in fast food places. Even like the AI that's replacing like the drive-thrus and shit, I don't think that's going to last. I think people aren't going to like that, and they're going to have to get rid of it, because facing customers is like a big part of all of these types of companies. These types of companies value their customer relations enough insofar as how much money it makes them. So I think eventually like the drive-thrus are not going to get replaced by AI, and the drive-thrus that have been replaced with AI, they're not going to be replaced. So ultimately I think that the future lies in dumb jobs, and you kind of have to think about it, like how many people are going to be laid off. 80 to 90% maybe of the people who are working in these coding jobs are going to get laid off, and now they're going to be entering the lower level job market that I'm fucking fighting through right now. How brutal is that going to be when you're having to compete with tens of thousands of college educated web developers to get a job at Walmart, and it's already fucking hard as hell. I mean, things are not getting any better. This is the fucking world that we gotta live in, man. I know like a lot of my videos are based on like after I watch a video. A lot of this was like stuff that I already think about, but there was something I watched a little bit ago. My favorite YouTuber probably is this guy, the Distributist, Dave Green. I would say he has like the most level-headed takes on like everything, just in my opinion. And I agree with him on almost everything that he talks about. Not to dick ride, but I really like Dave Green, the Distributist on YouTube. And I watched this video. I had already watched it before, but I put it on again because I felt like it might be salient to me with where I am right now. He's like in his late 30s now, I think, mid to late 30s. So he's kind of he's an older like millennial, and this video, it was advice that he would give to a 20-year-old version of himself. And a lot of this video was basically saying, hey, as a young person, you're gonna make mistakes, and you can't let it like totally ruin you, because you still have leeway to do things. And the things that I'm thinking about now is like, as a millennial, that was probably a lot more true, but I really worry, man, for us Zoomers, how many mistakes do we have room to make? I don't think any of my goals in life are attainable right now. I don't, my main long-term spiritual goals feel impossible right now, and I don't think I'll ever get them. And I think the things that I need to achieve to get them are currently intangible. I've already spoke about it in previous videos. My long-term spiritual goals are just simply wife and family, and hopefully house. I would like to own one, but I'd be fine with renting one. Even that seems fucking difficult. And the barrier for entry for those just seems so high for me right now. It's like I feel like I need to be making like $20 or more an hour. I'm pretty much need to have a good bit more money in the bank and have a little bit more flexibility so that like I can just like move away if I ever need to, because obviously there's nothing here. But as it stands, I don't have enough money to even be flexible enough to get out of here. I'm basically stuck here with my family in the South, where there's just absolutely nothing for me, and I can't make the money I need to get the things that I want. The time is really just running out for me. I'm 23, and that's not that old, but like I can already feel myself getting older. I'm Norwooding out, hairline's receding. One of my uncles was Norwood 7 by his 30s. The other one was Norwood 7 by his early 20s. Luckily, I don't think I have the latter's genetics, probably closer to the formers. I can already feel my body, just like my body's responding a lot more to me doing unhealthy things now. I can't pull all-nighters the way I did when I was a kid. I noticed when I eat unhealthy, like my fucking heart hurts and shit. I mean, this shit's serious. Like you notice, it's like, oh, I can't do that anymore. I can't just eat a whole fucking shitload of slop and not feel the effects of it the way I could whenever I was a kid. But it feels like you just have to be so much more perfect now to really even obtain a basic amount of success, to obtain the basic things that your grandparents or great-grandparents were able to obtain early on in their life. You know, I don't wish to make it sound like the millennials had everything super easy, because they definitely had things a lot harder than the boomers. But I feel like the barrier to entry for the millennials was so much lower than it is for the Zoomers now. Where back then, at least, being college educated and having certifications didn't universally, but it almost always got you a job. And now for Zoomers, it's like your job security, if you're college educated, is in serious jeopardy with the stuff that I was talking about earlier. And even without AI and everything, just the general job market is totally fucking destroyed. You're not just competing with Claude AI, you're competing with millions of Indians and other people from around the world. And like I said, even if you're college educated, there's almost no guarantee of actually getting employed in your field, and if you are employed, you might get replaced very soon anyways. And you know, in my situation, I'm never going to college. I'm never going to get like a college diploma or anything. I don't think that there's anything that I can go to college for that I would be good at. But even in my situation where I got a certification, there's still no guarantee of a job. And after spending a year getting a certification, I'm going back to retail because nobody wanted to hire me. I feel like the millennials had a good run, at least, and I think that they had a lot better of a run than us Zoomers are going to have, and I think that it's just going to turn out really poorly for us, man. I think a lot of people are going to be stuck